Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Q&A Wednesday, and I will answer your questions that you asked me, hopefully to the best of my ability. Okay. I hope you're having a good week, or is a manageable week. I hope you're managing your stress, your emotions, whatever it is going on. Hopefully good things. My week is going well, actually. I'm feeling good, feeling motivated, ready to answer your questions. There's a lot going on, a lot of wonkiness, a lot of side-eye-ness. Energetically, I feel like the world, the collective rather, I feel like we're shifting into a good space. I feel like we're shifting into a space of surrender little by little, beginning to understand what we actually have to focus on, because these people out here are just being fools, and we really just we have to take care of ourselves and each other. Okay, so let's see here. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Thank you guys for your kind words with the shift. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys who are shifting with me. I'm glad those two videos resonated with you, the channeling and the US chaos videos. So thank you. I'm very grateful. Okay. Oh yeah, I am thinking of doing a live. Not all the time, but this weekend I'm thinking of doing a live. What do you guys think? Just to have some fun, maybe some guided meditation. I'll answer some of your questions, nothing in depth, honestly. Some yes no questions, or maybe I'll come up with an idea. I don't know, but what do you guys think about that? I feel like I'm ready to do it. I may even show my face. Okay, so let me know. Definitely this Saturday, 8 p.m. probably, but only if you guys are interested. 8 p.m. Eastern time, okay? But only if you're interested. Let me know. All right, so what else? Everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only, for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, even in the comments, okay? If you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video, and the link will be there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can also email me, moonlightergy, one word, 15@gmail.com. If you can't find my email, just make a comment and I'll type in the email as a response, okay? All right. Let's get started. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set the intention before we start. Check in with yourselves, see how you're feeling. I'm going to light this candle so I can be close to spirit, my spirit guides, the energy. I'm gonna do a little prayer. This is this darn thing. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. Beloved spirit guides, angels, and divine beings of light, I invite your loving presence into this space. Thank you for walking with me, guiding me, and protecting me always. As I open my heart and intuition for this reading, or these readings, I ask that you help me receive messages with clarity, compassion, and truth. Let only energies of the highest good surround me and flow through me. May this reading be in service to healing, insight, and alignment with soul purpose. Help me to be a clear channel. Let my ego step aside so that your wisdom may shine through. I trust in your support and divine timing. With gratitude and reverence, I will now begin. Okay. All right, guys. First question. First question, number 1. Sorry if you hear the fan. It's very hot and I need a fan. Okay. Question number 1 is from Lisa White, 6449. Hey there. Hello. I'm just wondering, with all this drama going on, what is Kamala Harris doing? Is she behind the scenes working? I hope that I pray that there is a shadow government military doing work in secret to help us and keep us safe. Okay. All right, Lisa. Let's see. Let me put this to the side. What is Kamala Harris doing? What is she up to? In regards to what the current government is doing, right? Can you show me, Spirit? What is Kamala up to? We have Queen of Cups and the Sun. Interesting. These two came out first. What is Kamala up to? Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, the Sun in the middle, Four of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, King of Cups, the World on the bottom, the Moon, King of Swords, the Hangman again, the Hangman again, King of Swords, okay, King of Swords, the Hangman. What is Kamala doing during this time? She's really in the flow. Despite her energy feels very stable and she feels very happy. Okay, first of all, but you asked me what she's doing. What is she taking action? What's going on with her? Whew. First of all, my guides are telling me to start here. Okay, she's waiting for something. Hangman is a card that often comes up within her energy. It feels crooked. It looks crooked. But anyway, the Hangman is often something that comes up within her energy, and it's really it's about some sort of energetic pause so that whatever can come through so that you could, you know, your perspective could shift. Okay. And with the King of Swords next to it, it feels like, give me 1 second. Let me pull up. Give me a clarifier for the Hangman. The Seven of Wands is there on the bottom. And the Ten of Swords on the other side. The Ten of Swords is a clarifier. The King of Swords here. The Ten of Swords is a clarifier for the Hangman. Ten of Swords is an ending of something. So she's waiting. It feels like she's waiting for something. It's very interesting because on top, this energy here on top, it feels like she is, it feels like there's some abundance coming, like in her energy here, like she knows things will be okay. And it also feels like she's spending time with people, or perhaps her family. It really feels like she's focused on herself, quite honestly. It's very emotional. I don't know what. Because this honestly kind of doesn't, you know, it feels like she shifted. Like I was saying before, she was doing things behind the scenes, but it feels like a different shift here where she's sort of observing everything and taking care of herself. Okay, because the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here, it really is about being in the flow. It's about emotional stability. It's about, you know, that's kind of where she is right now. She feels, if honestly, it feels like she's just sort of watching everything and waiting for things to, so especially down here, it feels very, she's in a space of just, she, honestly, it's like she's saying, I knew this would all happen. This is her energy here, observing everything, waiting for something, an end to something. But also, it's just like it's like she's saying, she's holding on to this Knight of Wands energy, still determination, bringing something in, okay? But it doesn't feel like she is necessarily taking action. It just feels like she is going in the flow of everything, because this here is saying she's just waiting and watching. That's what it feels like she's doing. What is she waiting for? Oh my God, just said, oh, her position. Four of Cups, Seven of Wands wanted to come out. What she's waiting for. What she's waiting for. The Empress. So, to answer your question, she's really in a good space. Emotionally, she's in a great space. She is wisely, calmly watching everything. Okay? She's giving her support where she feels is this energy here, the Six of Wands, the Sun, the Two of Cups. That's her support she's giving in the way she feels is most effective. Okay, but she's waiting for something. She's waiting for some sort of movement. Introspection here, analyzing here, but there's a pause, like, you know, I'm just gonna observe everything. And the energy, it also feels like she's like, now, you know, look at what's being exposed even broader. It feels like she's saying, you know, I said this would happen. It's not an I told you so, not at all. Okay, that's not I don't see that in the energy here. But she's waiting for something to shift. Wisely waiting. Okay, this is purpose for her. She's doing this purposely. Okay, because you know, the Seven of Wands, that's her card. She often always gets the Seven of Wands. There's no swords here, okay? It's only one Pentacles here. She's chilling, but she's good. She's good, okay? But perhaps trying to find her voice, her position, waiting for her, you know, her position with the Seven of Wands. Okay, but that doesn't mean, don't mistake that for her being passive or giving up or whatever, you know, what have you, because the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands is here. She's not letting go of something, you know, and that is her determination. Okay, there's a spiciness there. That is her focus. That is, in, you know, taking action. That's still there in the energy, but right now, she's not making any moves. But she's supporting in a different way, and it has something to do with it has something to do with her intuition. She's just sort of like she's sitting back a little bit and just sort of looking at everything, okay, and waiting. Now, in terms of a shadow government, I don't sense it. She is in her power still, but she's definitely waiting for what? Whatever her position is. But she's wisely saying, okay, she has support, it feels like, with the Six of Wands there, and she's also lending support, but it doesn't feel like she's literally doing things like before. It just feels like she's sort of looking at everything, knowing, with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. It's about strategic action, but she's not doing that now. She's sort of just chilling with the Hangman there. Now, in terms of a shadow government, I don't see that. You know, we honestly, it's us that have to do that have to untangle and get out of this. It's the people. Okay. Yeah, that's not. Look what. No. But something will be very destructive here. You know, you have the Tower here. It always comes out. It just wants to come out with the situation. The Queen of Wands, this sort of emotional, you know, with the Queen of Wands, it's like determination and willfulness, and you know, but this energy feels like unstable here. Okay. And then you have Temperance in the middle of all of this, and Temperance is a healing card. It's about peace and tempering things and things coming into balance. Ace of Swords, a new sort of new opportunity for intellectual expansion, new opportunity for clarity. Okay, things being clear so that you can strategically plan or whatever. It'll be transformative, but it doesn't you know, my guys are saying like all systems, all processes, whether there's a secret government or not, it's this Tower here, you know, that's sort of collapsing. This is energy that is underneath us, is pushing that, you know. Hope that answered your question. Tower is always there. Remember what it said. I am here. Remember. Okay. Number 2. Number 2. Chomna Charles 4458. My question is, your guide said that I will not be disappointed. Whew, that was a long time ago. Kamala will be at the helm. This was before DT was inaugurated. So do they still feel that way? Or things have changed completely because we are here. Do they still feel that way? Don't be disappointed because you won't be disappointed, they said to me. I still believe them. Yes, I do. They do still feel that way because I'm trying to bring myself back to that and bring that from the past into the present where I am right now. First, let me ask. Will Kamala Harris ever be the Commander-in-Chief of the United States? Will Kamala Harris ever be the Commander-in-Chief? Yes. Okay. Show me why, please. My guys are saying, they're saying, the energy, I keep hearing the energy has shifted so much. And we are here now because we belong here. They're saying, we told you it will be this way. Show me. Ten of Pentacles is on the bottom. 8 of Cups. 5 of Cups. Ace of Cups. All these cups. Nine of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, guys. Death. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, the Chariot, the King of Wands, 5 of Swords, all the Pentacles, slow progression. Okay, Tower, the 3 of Cups, all of that. The 8 of Cups, the 5 of Cups. 8 of Cups, walking into something unknown, but you know it's there. It'll be okay. That's sort of where we are in our beliefs, right? We have a choice to. That's sort of where I am, where I'm. What I'm choosing to walk into a space of healing. I'm choosing to move forward, even though things seem very uncertain. But I'm choosing to believe will be okay. I'm choosing to believe what my guides told me. And understanding the more I have been doing this, what I've been shown and seen, what I've turned away from, what I'm looking at now is that everything is changing. And so literally faith is believing something without seeing it. It's the impossible. Like, how is that possible? Then those are good questions, but the Tower is there always in this energy. It's in the cards here. Maybe 5 cards away when I looked at it, but and the 5 of Cups is losing something, but there's 2 cups filled always behind, and then you have the Ace of Cups, a new beginning. Come on. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Setting up, preparing for the long term, stability and security. But it's sort of slow, strategic, focused. And the 7 of Pentacles, nurturing something for your future. And the 10 of Pentacles is there. And the Death card, the end of something for a transformation. And so to answer your question, yes. Yes. I'm not giving false hope. Every step of the way of this process for me, the things that I've said have come, the signs I've seen, looking back at my notes from when this happened, what my guides told me, it was here now. So how would that happen? I'm not saying, I choose to be open to believing that it's possible, because we all thought that it was impossible for this person to win an election. Okay, but yes, to answer your question, we still have 2 cups filled, and we have the Ace of Cups. This is the emotional part of this for her, and so a Chariot is there. I didn't pull that. I was told that was her card too, but I don't want to pull too many cards, but it's about healing and renewal. It's about transformation. You know, it is holding the space. For myself, I hold the space for just whatever happens. But I choose to believe that path, because nothing is. I choose to believe that path because we believe the other path, that he would never. It would be, that's insane, you know. But we're here, and I understand a lot of reasons why, and I understand, like my guide said, the people I've channeled. Oh, that will be it. Chaos is coming first. We're in chaos. That will be a long way off. It won't be how you imagine it, but you know, because the pentacles are there all the time. Grounded, we need to be in the grounded, slow energy. It'll take time, okay? Number 3. Joanna Bad 4199. How do you see the Iran conflict playing out? I did read on that on Monday. That's what I was talking about, because so many people were worried about it. I know there was a ceasefire that was perhaps ignored. Okay, let's see how it will play out. Let's see. Some keywords. This might be it. Okay. Bear with me, guys. There it is. Nope, that's not it either. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Can you show me how the Iran-Israel conflict will play out? Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Empress, Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the Sun, Ace of Cups, and the Sun. Ace of Cups, the Sun. Hold on, what is this? Let me shuffle some more. How will it turn out? Oh, okay. Four of Cups. I don't see I don't see a let's see these keyword cards. it sort of feels like it. I'm looking at Iran's energy, their government, and they're like, why is this happening? And Israel is like, you know why this is happening. But it also feels like they didn't. I get that Iran attacked them. What was it, last year? But it feels like someone stirred the pot, quite honestly. And it was like, I'm gonna shuffle first before I say what I'm sensing here. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. America plays a very big role in this. They're in between this, okay? They're in between. They gave permission. There was a deal here that I sense in the energy. And look, it's a camel. Look at that. That's crazy. Hold on, let me get my phone. I can't see. They used them. America used the Israeli army as a reason to bomb Iran, allegedly, okay? Because they're nuclear weapons, their nuclear project, right? That's why they did that. And there was a deal here, like, okay, you could only, and then you have to agree to, you have to stop this. That was part of it. That's why I said it's very insidious. Okay, so here, it's a camel, which is pretty wild. This is a deck I never used before. It's a keyword search. Well, not a keyword search, but gives you keywords in relation to a situation. Travel, journey, wisdom, endurance, survival, service, self-sufficiency, stamina, conservation. America wanted to show their power, and they stirred this up. They gave it, they were given permission to. It's very crazy. You have the Knight of Swords here. You have the Ten of Swords. You have the Empress, which is America. Okay. And the seven of swords. This sort of, oh yeah, well, we have your back, but you have to sort of, this is the lie. This is the pretend protection, and then this is the lie here. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know what's going to happen about there's choices that need to be made here. The right choice. Ten of Pentacles is your long-term legacy. It's long-term security and stability. And America's here, so they're here. The Four of Cups. It's insidious. Okay, and so I don't see a war necessarily. It's really insidious, guys. And America is the middleman, and I'm telling you, and they bombed that place, and the Pentagon is saying, oh, push them back a couple of months, and then you have the DT saying, no, it was years. Like, come on, man. He wants to show his power. He wants to say he did something, and it was a failure. And they kind of set all this up. They instigated this. And was like, yeah, we have your back. Yeah, well, yeah, go, And it's a mess. And now they're playing typically they're like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know. We have to think about this. So to answer your question, but let's look. I'm going to pull, show me an outcome. I honestly don't see an all-out war, to be honest with you. I don't see it. Okay. Okay, outcome. 4 cups, again. Right now, it feels like they're, both parties, both countries are trying to figure out, it's about introspection. They're both battered. They're trying to figure out what to do moving forward. Feels like everything's up in the air. Okay. High Priestess on the bottom, secrets. Listen, the devil. Justice. It'll take time though. Hangman is there, okay? Secrets. Like I said, the insidiousness. Introspection. Okay. It might be a pause. Okay, here. Well, with the hangman here as well. But also, justice will take time. There's this is America. I'm not gonna lie. The devil here. Saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? We said a ceasefire. That was the deal. But y'all instigated. It'll take time though. It'll be a pause to figure out what to do. But the devil is there. And there needs to be some sort of reevaluation of the situation. Okay? But I don't see a war. No. But they definitely stirred that pot to do that. It wasn't even for any reason. They're using the the nuclear testing site. It pushed them back a couple of months. The amount of scientists and he's saying, oh no, years. That's a lie. Ciao. Anyway, next question. Number 4. Here's my question. Yvette G. Sorry. Hello, Kim. Hello, Yvette. With all this going on with Israel and Iran, how does this play into the New World Order? Let's see. Real quick. Let's see. How does this play into the New World Order? Is this moment, is this conflict or situation playing a bigger role here? you guys. Tower, Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what other cards come up. I knew it. Temperance. It flew out the deck as I was shuffling. Strength is on the bottom. Ten of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Strength, that's saying that's the card there too. So I learned something new about the strength card. Well, it wasn't really new, I just forgot about it. It's about usually in this situation, judgment also comes out a lot too. And with strength card, it's making something happen without forcing it. The strength comes out often here with this situation, what we are experiencing globally and in the US. The strength always comes out, and I always say, recognizing that whatever life throws at you, you can get through, blah, blah, blah. But really it's also about not forcing something to happen, not trying to control it, okay? Letting it happen organically, understanding that it will happen. And when I channeled the Tower energy, it said just I'm here, I'm here. Just remember, I keep appearing, and it just appeared here. To me, the ultimate outcome. Eight of Wands and Queen of Swords. Okay. To answer your question, it will play a big role, actually. I like that phrase, New World Order. I like it. It's very intense. With the tower here, as the Tower is here, and then you have Temperance and Strength. It's three major cards. And so things are up in the air right now with Israel and Iran, and I don't see it. I don't see war necessarily. I'm not saying that is not a possibility, because energy shifts, everything is always a possibility. But I don't see that. But that will play a big role, because there's things going on that we aren't seeing. Par for the course that we probably shouldn't be seeing, but there's insidious stuff happening. It's really crazy. But it will play a role. It's one of the big signs, and I feel as though it may get out of control here. Okay, because you have the Tower and the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about expansion, more of a control expansion, if that makes sense. But it feels like, because this current administration is sort of not really good at diplomacy, they don't know what they're doing, they don't understand. It's going to get out of control. They're going to lose control of the situation, and so it's going to cause they're not they're not really, there's an illusion. There's no illusion cards here, but it's really the Tower is right here, and it really feels like America, this administration, feels like they have control of the situation, because they puppeteered they stirred the pot, they aggravated, and gave permission, low key, okay? And so they think they have control of it, but they think they have the, but they don't. Okay, so, but it will play a role in that. Man. What comes, the tower destruction comes new healing, you know, something to be built there that's new. Okay, so from this comes this temperance and the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is, you know, it's burdensome. Par for the course here, but it's an end to burdens, you know. And temperance, the major card, which deals with bigger, long-term stuff. It's a card of healing. It's a card of a situation being tempered, a balance being brought back. Okay, very powerful card, a card of wisdom and knowledge. From this, we will really, truly understand something. And like I said, the strength card is there. The strength card is letting something happen, or knowing you have, not forcing a change, not forcing, you know, you kind of, it's a gentleness to the strength card. Gentle nudging, you know, it's being fortified and persistent and resilient, but without too much force, which is what I kind of feel like we need. We need it in a, you know, we need to shift the energy in a different way within ourselves. Okay, I hope I'm answering your question, but this is what Spirit is telling me. The knowing here, coming on super quick with the Eight of Wands, news coming out, you know, an understanding with the Queen of Swords, and this new opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles for growth and expansion. You know, as usual with big conflicts or tower moments, there's always lessons. So yes, it will play a role. And it will be a lesson for us. But it will bring on healing. It will bring on security, new security, clarity and understanding. News coming out quick. Like with the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Wands, it'll be something that will come on very quickly for us. Like, oh, okay. Quick understanding, expansion. It'll play a good role. You know, for the long term. Okay, hope I answered your question. All right, number 5. Have you ever seen? I'm sorry, Kim Finley, F3I. Have you ever seen Trump fleeing or trying to flee the U.S. before he finally faces justice? I think I answered this a very long time ago. Like I always said, his energy is set. He's locked in, you know. Will he flee? Let's see what the guides say. Hold on, let me see if you guys could see this. All right. Oop. Okay, will Donald Trump flee before he faces any true justice? Will he flee the country before he faces any true justice? Guys are saying maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he has the... I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I see him dying way before he faces any justice. That vision I had of his funeral all that time ago, before he was let into office. Will Trump flee the country? They said maybe. Again, anything's possible. Will he flee? I honestly sense that feels like a very strong maybe. It's not out of the realm of possibility. There's many things. There's many choices he has. There's many paths my guides are saying to me. But sort of the same path leads to something not good for him. Him leaving, having to flee, will be the worst thing for him. He would rather eat crow. You know? So, temperance. Oh, that's not what I wanted to, how I wanted to ask the question. Let's see here. Will Trump flee the country? Five of Cups, Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, Magician, King of Cups. So maybe. Maybe. Strong maybe. Okay. Feels like there's some things that need to... He has many paths. Sort of a choose your own adventure sort of thing. Okay. Strong maybe though. Very strong. Very, very strong. Yes. All right. Number 6. Lucas D9361. Hey Kim. Hope you're having a good day. I was wondering what you thought our form would be after we pass. Do our actions in this life dictate these things? I read that Edgar Casey said he passed by those that have twisted themselves on his way to the old man with the book of everyone's life experiences. That's a good question. I was wondering what you thought our form would be after we pass. You mean energetically, spiritually, like our spirit, our soul? I'm thinking, I haven't encountered anyone who have twisted themselves. I could see that. The people I've channeled, I haven't do our actions in this life dictate these things? One of my guys are saying perhaps, but it depends. It depends. What does it depend on? It's like how you settle into the afterlife. There are many incarnations. I'm just repeating what my guides are saying. It honestly depends. I'm not sure if our actions in life dictate our form after we pass. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But I'm answering as I don't think so based off of what I've experienced, what I've seen so far, what I've been open to so far. I haven't encountered those that have twisted themselves. I hope I'm answering the question in the right way. I hope I'm understanding it, rather, because I'm often confused sometimes. I guess if you, I don't, perhaps it has to do not necessarily with your actions in life, but perhaps how you pass. I feel like there's a lot of factors involved in that. I feel like there's a lot of factors. I would have to also be open to understanding that more and looking and, researching that more. Okay, Lucas, I hope I answered. Number 7, Giggly Aaron. How do you see the NATO summit going? When is that? It'll be the NATO summit. Oh, it's happening now. Oh, you know what? I saw that was I had put one of the questions, what is going on with Mark Rutte? Because he called Trump daddy. And it was very strange. This behavior, this sort of kissing up behavior. So why don't I just add that in there? Okay, look at all these Caucasian men. Anyway. Oh, jeez. All in the same suit, except for Donald Trump with a red tie. I'm going to read this really quickly. It says, call him daddy. NATO chief's comments betray reality of military alliances take on Trump. He called him daddy. Arguably, few things better demonstrate NATO bending over backwards to please President Donald Trump than his remark by the military's alliances Secretary General Mark Rutte on Wednesday. Daddy, this is what he said. Daddy has to sometimes use strong language, Rutte joked, while pumping his fist, defending Trump's use of an expletive to admonish Israel and Iran the day before, delivered at the Alliance's summit in Belgium. It was exactly the kind of machismo that Trump is known to value. Even beforehand, Rutte had received whispered criticism for a message he sent to Trump in which he addressed him as Mr. President, Dear Donald, and lavish praise for his part in raising European military spending. Europe is going to pay in a big way, and they should, and it will be your win, Rutte wrote in the private text, which Trump Trump reposted publicly. This leaven belies the real dynamics at play in Europe. Most governments and people in Europe agree with Trump's stated premise that they need to spend more on their militaries and stop the historical post-war reliance on the United States. But Trump's perceived unpredictability still causes great anxiety on the continent. Yeah, because they keep stirring the pot. Particularly the president's repeated questioning of the mutual defense promise at the heart of NATO, which was established after World War II to counter the Soviet Union. Oh, man. Allies agreed to Trump's demand and more than double their defense, more than 5%. It says, however, some defense industry analysts say that even such a lofty target may not satisfy Trump, a man who has repeatedly treated the European members of the alliance with open hostility and upended decades of U.S. policy by initiating a rapprochement with the leader of Russia. So, there we are. So my real question is, what is Mark Rutte doing? And he knows how to deal with someone like him. someone like Donald Trump. You see, he reposted that text. Oh my Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lord. What is Mark Rutte doing? How is he feeling energetically about? Five of Cups. I couldn't do it, honestly. It doesn't bother me because I could feel an energy, you know. He knows how to deal with a person like that. It's very serious. And Donald Trump, you can't really control someone like him because he doesn't have self-awareness. He doesn't have self-control. He'll, you know, he will do something, you know, and he's literally like a child. You know what he reminds me of? It's like, you know that Twilight Zone episode where the little kid was just wishing everyone into the cornfield? That's what it is. That's what it is. So Mark Rutte chooses to treat him this way, like a child, you know, tempering him and saying like, oh, you're the greatest. You're so great. You know, I love you, dear Donald. It's tongue in cheek. You know? That's at least what it feels like in the energy. It doesn't feel like he genuinely believes what he's saying. How he feels about Donald Trump. Five of Cups, Two of Wands, and the Devil. He has to collaborate with this person to get things done. I couldn't do it. Well, maybe I couldn't. I know myself. I would mess everything up. Child, let me tell you, Europe would be, NATO would be, because here, Mark Rutte understands, like I said, he has his own gifts. And he understands how to deal with someone like Donald Trump. He knows that the man is unpredictable, uncontrollable, and he's in the United States is a member of NATO, and he's really trying to hold it together so this man doesn't do something abhorrent. Okay, but how he feels about him energetically, you know, this Five of Cups here. He recognizes that this man could completely destroy NATO's plans. Okay? This Five of Cups here could go horribly wrong, but he recognizes the two cups behind him. And the two cups may be stroking his ego. You know? And look, it's the Devil here. Two of Wands in between the Devil and the Five of Cups. And he understands he has to collaborate with the Devil. He is the head of NATO. He can't, you know, this is how he's choosing to interact and collaborate with this man, because this man is not a man. He's, you know, he's not. Okay? But he's focused and determined. With the Page of Wands here, it really honestly feels like everyone's just waiting for something. The Death card is here. The end to something that can be transformative. But, you know, he doesn't really trust Donald Trump, but he knows how to deal with him. Like I said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Or could I? Could I do it? Could you do it? Be nice to that person so he doesn't blow everything up? Your job is literally to have alliances, and you're the person in charge. I probably would. It would be really hard. I would have to do something beforehand, or like scream after in a pillow or something. or pray. All right. Number 8. What time is it? Oh, jeez, I have to hurry up. Number 8. Infinite Curly. I was wondering what the energy is with Zodon Mamdani. Although the primary. Okay, so this was from yesterday. He won the primary. Good for him. Whoo, they mad. Them old Democrats. They pulling out their hair that the city of New York said, we want something new. We want this millennial. And this is the beginning, guys, you know. Also, I was reading an article, a man, I can't remember his name, something Garcia. He was a Democrat, a young Democrat. He's 48 compared to the other ones on that committee. What committee was it? I can't remember one of the committees in the House, okay? He won the seat. I believe Jasmine Crockett was running for that seat and she bowed down, but he won that seat. And I was reading the article and it was talking a lot about term limits and how the tide is turning because people are getting sick of these older Democrats who kind of just don't want anything to change. People are fed up. And with this man winning the Democratic primary in New York City, is sort of showing that. And this man being seated on the committee. There's one guy on the committee there's 2 guys that's 75 years old. AOC tried to get on that committee, and the guy who won was a Democrat who was in his 70s, and he ended up dying a month after they voted him in. I think he had cancer or something. So this is one of the signs, this is the tide turning. A lot of things is changing here because people are becoming more aware of the issues within both parties, so he won, and we'll see, it's about to be July. Let's see what the outcome for him is. Let's see what the energy says. If he will become mayor. Will Zoran Mamdani become New York City mayor? Will he be elected as New York City mayor? A hard yes. Feels like a strong yes. My guides are showing me. Let's pull 3 cards real quick. Actually, I'm gonna pull some a little differently. I didn't even ask the question. I just let me ask again. Will he win the New York City election? Can you please show me? Yeah, it might be too early, but okay, I have to shuffle again. Bear with me, guys. Okay. It feels too early. It said yes, but yeah, if he will win in November. It feels like a very strong yes. And my guides are showing me celebration in my head. I can see the vision. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Empress, and Four of Cups. Okay, reevaluation, the tide, good luck, good results. This energy, the Queen of Pentacles, this energy is going to carry him. He will need a lot of support, but the energy as of now says he will be very successful. People are tired. People are so tired. They are tired. And shifting, the energy is shifting into, anyway, but good for him. Good for him. Number 8, Jimmy 080. I actually added this. I added this question, but I saw that your question came in, and so why did some of the Democrats vote against the impeachment of Trump? 128 AOC wanted to impeach him, and 128 Democrats said it's a waste of time. Let's see why. Magician came out. Let's see why. Let's see what plays around this card. Let's see. Why did they vote? 128 of them. More than half? Is that more than half? Voted against impeaching Donald Trump for ignoring Congress and bombing Iran. Five of Cups on the bottom. My guide said manipulation. What's on the bottom here? Five of Cups. Oh. You want to come out? Page of Cups and Nine of Cups. Page of Cups and Nine of Cups. They want to come out. The ultimate reason. The Sun is on the bottom. Queen of Cups. Knight of Cups. The Star. The Tower. Six of Cups and the Tower. Okay, well, we have the Magician and the Seven of Swords here, and the Chariot here. I'm not sure who exactly voted again. This is their second time, right? And this is, they start shaking and crying when once, someone is brave enough to step out and say, hey, maybe we should impeach him. This is kind of crazy. My guys just said they definitely don't like AOC stepping out of what they don't like stepping out of bounds. One of my guys is saying stepping out of the role they had assigned her to. They don't like her doing that. It's about control, okay, with the Chariot there. With Three of Cups, they want everyone to be on the same accord. How do they feel about her? AOC. Four of Swords on the bottom. How do they feel about her? How do they feel about her? The Tower. They know that I don't want to say use her, because she knows that you have to connect with the community. She's grown so much from when she first started here. And there's a lot of she has a lot of understanding. But that's how they feel about her. That she could bring down the structure that they are trying to hold on to. That's no longer working. There's a lot of discontent among members. There's a lot of people leaving the DNC, and not just constituents, like politicians choosing to leave, because there's so much. Even also with the Republican Party, they are too in disarray. But they're more anyway. But the reason why is because they want to keep. They don't want to change. They don't want change. Give me a clarifier for the Page of Cups, because I'm not quite sure. You know, the nine of Cups there. Nine of Cups is, it's not a bad card, but when you have it paired with the Seven of Swords and the Magician here, it's sort of just like a greedy merchant, or you're not really in reality. So many things. There's so many things. There's so many. Page of Cups. Yeah, look, the Strength came out. They want to sit on their laurels. The Strength is about not forcing something for a change. This is how they view her. Too sudden, too sharp, you could mess everything up. They want control, power. They want to control the situation, their party, the people who are at the top, who's popular, and popular meaning, who's on the most committees and who's been there the longest, and they don't really want change like they say they do. They don't want it. They'll get change, all right, though. What does Spirit say will happen? What will happen, Spirit? Justice. What is this? A change in perspective? Delay in justice, perhaps? Yeah, if you're not going to do anything. If you're just like, yeah, this is normal, this back and forth. We have power, we have power for 4 years, and then they have power, and that's what someone said. That's how they view. And we're just sitting in the middle, looking up. Like, whatchamacallit? What is that? What is that? What is that movie? Can I please have some more? What is that? Please, sir. From Oliver Twist. That's us. We're Oliver. And they're just looking down at us. You want some more? Okay. Why is these cards upside down now? What did I do here? Grab the deck crazy. Same sort of energy. The outcome. Honestly, this is the most important, this delay here, okay? Injustice and learning lessons and intemperance. This is the outcome of them refusing to impeach him. They don't listen. There's a lot of tension between in this party, and the reality of it is that it will be the people that will like, who did I channel? They said they will break apart on both sides. The dissatisfaction within both parties will breathe something different, something new, that's bipartisan. You know? So that's the reason, and this will be the outcome of that. Okay? Alright, guys. That's all I got. Actually, someone asked me, I'm going to mention this, but someone asked me if Jesus, what was the question? Lily Smith, 8001. Will Jesus reincarnate? My instinct is to say no. Okay? But also, I don't know. But I feel like no. My intuition is strongly telling me no. Okay? But this is a question that has to be explored further, expanded on. Okay? But I did want to answer this question. My intuition is telling me no, because I just feel that it's a no. No. But it's more nuanced than a straight no. Okay? It's not so black and white. It's something with the energy and, his consciousness. There's so many things and that needs further explanation and exploration. Okay? All right, guys. So that's it. That's all I got for you. I hope these questions were satisfying. I hope this resonated with you. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you on Friday. Okay? I think I may post something Thursday. I'll see you on Friday. Let me know if you guys are interested in me doing a live. I feel ready. Okay? 8 p.m. Eastern Saturday. Let me know if you're interested. If only 10 of you show up, that's cool. 10 people is cool, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Like the video. Bye.